Hello everybody, it's Suffolkblue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back to our Attack of the B-Team Minecraft Let's Play series, and I'm sitting here outside underneath the umbrella, amongst the bluebells, outside Coffee Pots, the cafe. Yes, I named it in the end after Potsy, one of my subscribers, because Potsy, Coffee Pot, all seem to work for me. So I'm sitting here with a little cup of Earl Grey tea. Why Earl Grey tea, I hear you ask? Because I'm British. I'm English. Tea. It's what we do. Right, can't sit here all day though. We've got lots to get on with. Let me show you what we did do with the whole... Let me have this first. Did that give us anything? No, just a nice cup of tea. Lovely. Yes, Coffee Pots. That's what we've named the cafe. Might put cafe at the end of that sign, but Coffee Pots cafe or Coffee Pots. Look at inside here. I think this starts to look a little bit brilliant, in my own opinion. We've got our little cups all up on there. We've got a little cookie jar, which we can put cookies in, which is great. We've obviously got our redstone furnace for cooking up all our tea bags. We've got a little chest here. Now this chest, if I just do this, whoops, along here, as you can remember, we did the same thing with the greengrocers. I've pulled along from the growing agriculture area. I pulled this cable, this item duct all the way along and fed that up into the double chest, although you wouldn't know straight away without knowing it, but that comes up into this double chest, so everything we put in the other end now will come through here. Let's take those out though, because we're not going to put plain sugar cane in here. So we've got some cookies, we've got a coffee bar, we've got some milk. We still need to get a proper pasture going, so we've got some cows. But I think, you know, and as far as coffee shops goes, Coffee Pots has got it all. That's lovely. I love that. Let's shut that door. If we take off and have a look though, I also put in a little beach umbrella, little outside area for Coffee Pots. I could actually do with this umbrella being a lot smaller than this, really, if the truth be told, but it sort of fits, it sort of works. It's not too massive because it's sort of invisible on the side, but obviously from above it does look rather huge. But actually, do you know what? That's not too bad. It just adds a bit of character to the marketplace. So there we go. There is our cafe and tea shop all sorted out. If we come over here, I'll show you what our next project is going to be, actually, to start with. Over here, then, you can see that I've planted our coffee. Our coffee beans has been planted. I'm still telling you they're not going to stay like this. We are going to put these into some sort of proper glass shed, probably, all the way down here, because these really should be inside. We've got our cocoa beans are now growing on the sides of our jungle wood, so we can actually end up with cocoa beans being grown all the way along here. What we really need, though, is to get rid of this. And there's a reason for this, because eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to build out from probably this one here all the way across, and we're going to create a dock front. Because if we go down here, you see, this leads out to the main ocean all the way down the bottom there. So I thought this would be a nice place to actually start putting in a docks. You know, with some ships in harbour, some cranes, some warehouses, and some factory units, some proper industrial units. But one of the things that I need to look at making, really, is to get this sugarcane moved into an actual industrial farm. And I've got two uses for sugarcane, obviously. We've got sugar, and I think we can also do paper out of them as well. So we sort of need to come up with some processes for this. And this is where I'm sort of thinking at the moment, is that I might make the first of my sort of industrial buildings out here is probably going to be a sugar producer. So the actual sugar cane will be grown in our growing area as per normal, but in an automatic way with a lever that will automatically harvest the sugar cane, send it down here. Some of it will go, half of it will go off to become paper, and some of it will go off to become sugar, because if you put sugar cane in a pulverizer, you make two sugars rather than just one, and then that sugar can be sent all the way over to the Potsy's Cafe, all the way over here, and that means that we can have glorious cups of coffee if we want to, because we need milk and sugar. So a little bit of work to do over there with that. We're going to do that too. We're going to have a bit of break from just doing shops at the moment. We've done obviously 3 shops now. We've done our greengrocers, we've got a potion shop over here, we've now got a cafe over here. So I thought, well, you've seen me do a couple of those now, so you don't want to see me do another one and keep doing them. Although we can always come back and do another one. I've got some plans for one of them to be turned into a bakery. But one of the areas we do need to have a think about is our farm area and our sewage works. So they're actually going to be quite close to each other, sadly. This area needs to be flattened out probably all the way back. And then we're going to look at putting in some farms. I want to get some thatch cottaging going on with the thatch roofs. Thatch roofs even. So get some of that going on. Get a big old proper, American style Midwest barn type construction. Build up one of those little windmills if we can, would be really great. And then start building in some of the arable, lands and the pigsties with the proper, places for pigs to stay. Where they have the little tin, what you call them, really, like corrugated iron sort of sheds that they have. Let's try and get something looking a bit like that. Get some mud around so they've got something to play around in and mess around in. But definitely getting up all the sort of husbandry, animal husbandry bit over here. We're going to need a carding shed for our sheep as well so that we can get the wool off them. All of that needs to come over there. But I think today we'll start very simply looking at the sugar growing area and getting some of this made to look a bit better. Obviously we've got our watermelons here. I don't really need pumpkins, so I'm not going to replicate this for pumpkins because I don't really need them at the moment. But if I do, I'll make one. But I think we're going to use this space though to begin to create and probably have the water coming off almost from here, so it's almost as if this is a self-river fed operation. I need to go and get some materials. I'll put my armour on. Look at my armour. It's almost gone. I don't even know why I'm bothering. I'm going to go and get some materials, and I shall be right back. And welcome back. So, bit of destruction. A little bit of destruction. All I've done really is I've just thought to myself, well, okay, well, these cobblestone walls are not going to interact very well with this wall, and I do want this quite close to here because the factory unit for the actual processing the sugar is going to be outside of this area. So I've decided to make this part of the wall. So here it is. It is, how big did I make it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 by 11. So a good odd rectangle there, which is good for doors and such like. The first thing we're going to do, we are going to use pistons in this farm. So this row here is going to be water, because that's obviously what we need to make the sugarcane grow. Then we're going to have some sand, one block, sand, space. So we're going to have 2 rows in this farm. I know that doesn't sound like very much, but to be honest, I'm not going to go through that much sugar, and if I do end up going through a large amount of sugar, I would make another more intensive reed farm closer to wherever I needed it. So for example, if I was going to use sugar as one of those reactants in one of those reactant reactors, I would probably make a much bigger version of this, but this is more for look as well as a little bit of useful sugar. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is. Wonderful. Oops. Same old. Oops. Oops. Up. Off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. The next thing then is just pop some water in here and see where this flows to. It should flow to the end because water flows for 8 and then stops. So let's have a look. Follow it down. Brilliant. So, from above, central bit of stone. All of these. So the next question is well, okay, well, what are you going to do around the edges? Well, I thought about doing actually pretty much what we've done with the greenhouses, only slightly larger, because it does look so good. So the first thing we're going to do is just a quick row of nether brick, just to keep it in with the theme. That also means that the wall, if you like, is going to be continued all the way around, yeah? So actually, we can go a bit out farther. There we go. Superb. So that's that part. Should I take out this water whilst so it doesn't keep on flowing? Let's just take that water out for now. Don't need that there. We know the water's going to go there, so that's okay. Let's go around. Might have to go back into the nether at some point, but we can do that off camera. You don't need to watch me do that. Okay. Superb. So there's the start of the building. The next thing is, okay, if we're going to do greenhouse, let's do exactly what we've done before. But let's, as you saw in the how-to video, let's just put the corner edges in. So look at some windows here. How could we do windows? 1, 2, 3, 4, how many spaces have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Odd number. That's going to be a pain, I think. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that is going to be a pain. So, let's not do it that way. Let's do it the other way. So let's go 2 from this side. 1, 2, flop, 3 in the middle. 1, 2, paint, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this one then is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 again. So 2 and 2 would give me a single in the middle. That isn't too bad actually, because the middle is going to be full, absolutely jam-packed full of redstone and such. Because, and that's good for the door as well, which is going to go 1 there. So actually you're all going to go. All of you here are all going to go. So that's good. So that's a good start. She hid. The next thing we need to do is go and cook up some glass and get some glass up in this joint. Let's just go up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I might make this really tall. 1, 2, 3. 3. We can put the roof on it yet, and we're already at that level. I like that though. Gives it a little bit of height, a bit of dramatic. Bearing in mind that sugarcane is obviously that tall, so how I'm going to harvest this using pistons, as you can obviously imagine, I'm not going to use harvesters or anything like that. This is going to be old-fashioned type piston work. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Superb. Keep an eye out in case we get shot. Yeah, there's some zombies already forming. Let's have a quick bite to eat and just stand back. Okay. Let's go and cook us up some glass and have a sleep. And once I've done that, I shall be right back. So welcome back. We've got lots of glass. I've used the dungeon glass again, and I'm going to do very much the same thing as we did on other side. These 3 windows though, I might make extra big. Wow, that's going to be huge, but why not? Why not? So let's just put these up by 1. Because what I'm thinking is that I might be able to do something whereby we have a window that goes right across the middle actually. That's going to look odd, I think. Oh, I don't think I've taken that block out. I think we've got a bit of block lag there. Yes, we have. Dearie me. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So, 1 extra higher, which I think is going to make a little bit of good... I think that'll make quite a good difference, actually. Same along here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. These are going to be... Whoops. Oops, oops, oops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Door. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, couldn't be easier building these things. Again, if you want to see how I make some of these things, the greenhouse, which is the ones that are over there, over there, I do a how-to with Suffolkblue on those, so you can go and watch how I make them. These ones I'm sort of throwing together a little bit sort of casually. I haven't got a plan in my mind for this. Sometimes when I build, I go over to my creative world and I test things out and I make, I make myself, you know, a version of a building and say, you know, is that going to look right? So this building could look really derpy by the time I finished, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, and then this one here, we can just put that in there for now because that's going to be solid, I think, all the way up there. Big windows. Okay, using our saw, we're going to get these down into their little chunks. So let's take these in their little chunks. So there, 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 and there. So we're doing exactly the same thing again. Now I could do that here. I don't have to actually, but I think we will. So we'll go across there, there, and there. That makes that a really big window, but I like it. Could put a sort of glass on top there, but we won't do that yet. We'll see what we do when we get to the roofing. Oops, don't want that. So I'm just going to quickly go around and do that. You don't want to watch me do this, and I shall bring you back in when I'm done. So I'll be right back. So welcome back, and as you can see, we have made these windows here taller. I did put this sort of micro blocking in, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking actually could do something a bit more wicked and wild with that. So I'm actually going to take this out, because what I want to try and achieve is a bit like again, a bit like Kew Gardens. It's one of these sort of large, humongous arches. So actually I'm going to have these probably be glass as well. Oh, whoops! It's a little bit extra with the pickaxe there. Okay. So. Let's have a little look. See. So that gets us obviously to there. Bum bum bum. Is that high enough? To. I think it could be, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Is that high enough? That's high enough. So, what I'm thinking, and I've just run out of glass, haven't I? Let's just take these back over here. Is that this is going to run all the way across here, and we can micro block it. And what else we can do, I think, is I think I'm going to run a single column, sort of half slabs. I could do proper half slabs, but you'll get what I mean. So these will run across here as a structural piece, and then this half then will become glass as well, in the same way that they do over here. Okay, so up like that. So this will come across from this edge up as glass to here. So these will be glass bays all the way along here. This will be a glass bay all the way along here, and in the middle here we have the huge, massive glass bay. Let's go and put some more sand in the oven. This building has to go. I don't like my house at all. That's begging now to be resculpted into something a little bit more fancy, a little bit more pretty. Let's grab ourselves a little bit of our sand. Oops, got myself caught in the eaves of the building. Let's go and pop that in the redstone furnace. I use redstone furnace for everything now because the electricity we've got is just ridiculous. So let's pop that in there. Have we got any glass on the go over here, guys, before I run off to get some more? Because sometimes I make glass like you wouldn't believe, and other times I don't make anywhere near enough. We've got tanks. They're no good. No, they're no good. More glass. I shall be right back. Okay, welcome back. So again, just remodeling, looking at this again. I'll take off these bits along here, which we'll do. Sometimes with this game you just gotta, don't be afraid to take it all apart and start again. You can come off. That's glass, so we can leave that. So we go up here, one, bum, 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 bum. Excellent. And then I think these can run like so. Now I've got a choice here, of course. I could opt for a very similar effect to over here, where we end up with this sort of, where we can use carpenter's wedges to create that sort of side frame, and I do like that. In fact, I like that a lot. So let's go and get ourselves some carpenter's wedges, because I could also use these half, or whatever they're called, not half, yes they are, glass slabs. I could use those and basically micro block all the way along the edge, but it would probably end up looking quite chunky and blocky, and I don't really want it sort of to look like that. Well, I'm going to need to make some more of those, I suppose, am I? Every time I come back to this house for something, I have to make something. Ah! Aha! No, I don't. Okay. Let's go and run these down the side. We have got some more glass in the oven cooking up as we go. Right, so on the top here we go bump, 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 bump. Same here. Boom, 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 boom. Just stand back and have a look at the shape. I think that's going to look pretty good. Haven't got enough glass on me yet, but we will have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That doesn't help if you do that silly thing to do. Let's do it this way around. Break that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go and see if that glass is cooked. So, as you can see, we're making this quite a tall structure, but again, I sort of impress upon everybody to just mess around with the tools, mess around with the blocks, because so much you can do. And it hasn't always got to look the same, hasn't always got to be quick. Some buildings can take me days to build. You know, we can do a whole episode just on this roof if I wanted to, because that's the sort of builder I am. But let's just finish this off and get a roof on it. Then we'll probably call it a day, because the inside still needs to work it out. What we're going to be doing is using pistons and water. Yeah, see, I like that. Have I got any of these panels which I can double up? Well, I've still got loads of these columns, so let's use these for now. Because I will have to half slab the glass, obviously, because the glass is... This block now is a half block, so it needs to have, other half needs to be glass, which we can do, which will be pretty seamless, hopefully. Just run these along here. One, two, three. Beautiful. And what I'm thinking, as you see, is that I can get some, you know, that those factory, you won't see these very well, but get those sort of factory block stuff and start to factory block along here with the, you know, the iron, to give it that iron effect, which I think would look pretty good. Let's just pop in the other half of the glass slab here. So that's where the slab's going to start. This is now a full block. So in essence, I can go, boom, boom. Going to leave that one. Bump, bump. I need another half slab. I'm going to need 2 of them anyway, so let's do that for that'll do. Put that in there. And then what I'm thinking is that we'll begin exactly the same process as we did over there, and we begin at lower down there. So rather than starting with a full square block, oops, we're just going to do that and that. Lovely. And then go bump, bump, bump. Which I think is phenomenal. And then, what can I do? What can I do? Now I could just flatten that as glass all the way along the top. Like that. And then all I would have to do, oops, getting night time, so we're going to get some mobs in a sec. All I'm going to have to do is put in the, oops, let's come out of here before I get stuck in here. Oh yes, now I quite like that. I do quite like that a lot. And then what I can do is get the half slabs like these ones, and we're just going to fill in, oops. Oof, you don't want to play ball, do you? There we go. Just filling in this side. And this, I think, as I say, will give us a little bit of texture, will give us a little bit of a different shape, similar feel. Staying with the theme, because we don't want to move away from the theme yet. We will do as our builds continue with different areas. But I quite like that. It's different. And if we just have a quick look from inside, hopefully nothing is going to spawn. Oh yes, no, I like this a lot. Oh, if I could make those. See, if I can make those wedges, that would look awesome, I think. You know what I mean? Wedges on the inside. So, would flat look right there, or would it look odd because of that? May look odd because of that. Oh, I like that a lot. Well, we're going to need some more glass. I think we're going to carry on. I'll finish off the structure, and I'll micro-block it next time, off camera as well, so you don't get to see all the micro-blocking. Bearing in mind it's going to look very similar to the sort of micro-blocking we did over here, so the glass will have factory roofing. And again, if you want to see how I do some of this stuff, go and have a look at my how-to video. Thanks very much for all the really positive stuff about Kerbal Space Program. That's really pleased me, actually, because I was a bit worried that everyone was a bit KSP fatigued, but I'm quite pleased that there are people out there who love that enough to want to watch me as well, so that's really good. More Minecraft stuff coming up. Might be a little bit more slow with the videos at the moment. I've got a lot on my plate in terms of work, so that does sometimes make these things a little bit slower for me to do, because obviously I'm not a Let's Player full time, so I have to work as well. But hopefully we'll keep them coming. Some more stuff coming with Team Duo. Don't worry about that. That's coming, because I've got to get my revenge. But thanks very much for watching. Leave some, if you like the video, leave a like. If it's helped you, leave a like. Whoops. And take care of yourselves, and I shall see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.